All right, Shalom. First and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, and Hakodash. Double honor to the apostles as a great millstone. And shout your brothers doing this thing in sincerity, truth, and with charity. Man, gonna hop right into it. You see this madness on screen. People find a way. Faithless people always find a way, a reason to be offended at the Most High. Point blank, period. So here we go. If prayer worked, wouldn't God have ended slavery way before 400 years in the U.S.? Or was it his will to allow those slaves to be abused and tortured? It was his will. All right? And it was his will because we sinned against the Lord. Now, I really put the thing together, but I was vexed through the spirit and how to really bring this out. So, like to touch on that topic. So let's start here, man. Bear with me. This is 2nd Ezra 7 and 11. Because for their sakes I made the world. Who was there? That is talking about Israel. All right. And when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now was done. Then were the interests of this world made narrow, full of sorrow and travail. There are but few and evil, full of perils and very painful. All right? The current condition on earth is, for the most part, it sucks. All right? Now, the Lord blesses, and, we still have moments. But this is hell, okay? For the entrances of the elder world were wide and short and brought immortal fruit. So before sin to the world, it was don't do this one thing and you're straight. You're in paradise. You're in Eden. Eden means paradise. All right? We had that and we sinned. Okay? If I keep going, right? If then they that live labor not to enter these straight and vain things, they can never receive those that are laid up for them. So to get the blessings promised, we got to endure through this place of difficulty. All right. A bad difficult situation. Okay. STRAIT. All right. Now therefore, why disquietest thou thyself, saying thou art but a corruptible man? And why art thou moved, whereas thou art but mortal? How dare, and this is Israelite that's right here. On that post was an Edomite wicked bitch. How dare you open your mouth against God and use your faithlessness to say, oh, God ain't real, Christianity ain't real. And of course, not the religion Christianity, I'm saying the scriptures, because that's what they use. That's the phrase they use. All right? I should have said Bible. All right? Salakia. I was using the phrase they use because their modern religion, Christianity, is a religion. It's not real. The Bible is very real, and it's a book for the Israelites. Slip of the speech. I hate that I said it like that. Now, therefore, why disquietest thou thyself, seeing thou art but a corruptible man? What the hell do you know? You go off and fuck up every damn day. How dare you question God? And why art thou moved, whereas thou art but mortal? Why hast thou not considered in thy mind this thing that is to come, rather than that which is present? Look to the future, all right? The slavery and everything that happened to us was prophesied in the scriptures, which means that everything else, the good, must come as well, man. So we know to look to the present. That's a faithless question thrown out there. And you see people on the comment board agreeing, all this madness, man, that's BS. Then answered I and said, O Lord, that bearest rule. Salakia. Yeah, let me keep going. Then answered I and said, O Lord, that bearest rule, thou hast ordained in thy law that the righteous should inherit these things, but that the ungodly should perish. Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things. Hope for the wise, for they that have done wickedly have suffered the straight things, and yet shall not see the wise. And he said unto me, there is no judge above the Most High, and none that hath understanding above the highest. For there be many that perish in this life because they despise the law of God that is set before them. For the Most High hath given straight commandment to such as came, what they should do to live, even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment. And as a nation, Israel disobeyed. All right? Israel served idols. All right? It's just every, what it said, Jeremiah said, under every tree, Israel served just every idol. They have put the name of the Lord onto an idol, man. Israel had to go. This judgment was needed, man. The Lord is righteous. Nevertheless, they were not obedient unto him, but spake against him and imagined vain things. And the Lord describes it, okay, in the worst way of adultery. Okay? Rough sex is that they bruised the teats. It said the lovers had the issue of horses. Like, it got very visual. It got very graphic. How the Lord described what the nation of Israel did against him, man. Okay? The issue of a horse. Think about what that's saying, man. That's what Israel did as a nation. Oh, your woman go out there, have some rough sex. He's squeezing the fuck out her titties. Huge rod, just going crazy on her. Man, that's fucking crazy. What's that? I believe Ezekiel 23, Ezekiel 16 or Jeremiah 23. A hola and a holaba. All right. Is that. Man. And deceive themselves by their wicked deeds instead of the Most High, that He is not, and knew not His ways. But you gotta understand, we're dealing with the creator of all things. He controls everything. So when one sins against Him, this ain't a regular just ass whooping. No, this is the Father of spirits. It's a judgment that you feel through your soul. Damn, that's crazy. And then science today says that the effects of slavery and all that shit, that trauma, is passed down through the DNA. You know, Lord knows. So we earned this judgment, man, as a nation. But His law have they despised and denied His covenants, and His statutes have they not been faithful and have not performed His works. All right, so the Lord, did everything for us. And as a nation, we sinned. Of course, this is what we got, man. The Lord is righteous for it. Okay? While I'm here, let me look. It must be Ezekiel. Yeah, Ezekiel 23. For what I was talking about. What am I looking for? This is Deuteronomy. (32:9). For the Lord's portion is His people, Jacob is His people. Jacob is the light of His inheritance. He found him in a desert land and in the waste, howling wilderness. He led him about. He instructed him. He kept him as the apple of His eye. As an eagle stirred up her nest, fluttered over her young, spread her wings, taketh them, beareth them on her wings. So the Lord alone did lead them, and there was no strange God with them. He made him ride on the high place of the earth, that he might eat the increase of the fields, and that He made him to suck the honey out of the rock, and oil out of the flinty rock, butter of kine, and milk of sheep, with fat of lambs and rams of the breed of Bashan, and goats with the fat of kidneys of wheat. And thou didst drink the pure blood of the grape. But Jeshurun waxed fat and kicked. Thou art waxing fat, thou art grown thick, thou art covered with fatness. Then he forsook the Most High, which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation. So the Lord blessed us with everything. All right? She's like the Orange Juice. You know what? Another good example. The Orange Juice Jones video. I saw you and him walking in the rain. All right? Bitch cheated. She got home. He said, I'm taking this, the coat. This, that, and that. And what you came with is what you're leaving with. Basically nothing. That's the Lord did. He took us out of captivity. Gave us everything we seen. So, he said, yeah, you're going back to captivity then. And rightfully so. They provoked him to jealousy with strange gods, with abominations. And the Lord was very patient with us, too, as a nation, man. Very fucking patient. Okay? They provoked him to jealousy with strange gods. With abominations provoked they him to anger. They sacrificed unto devils and not to the Most High. To gods whom they knew not, to new gods that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not. What, Jack, go whatever, and to this day you see it, whatever trend is happening, what's that bullshit, O'Shea or whatever, madness, just straight madness, man. Of the rock that begot thee, thou art mindful, and hast forgotten the Most High that formed thee. All right, so we got put in captivity because we sinned. So yes, it was the Lord's will, man. This is how he judged us as a nation. We lost our heritage. We got we got sent away, man. Let me see something. Is this the one? Is it going? Hold on, let me get that on deck. Let me get this on deck. Jeremiah 12. All right, this is Isaiah 5. That's another one, though. And 1. Now will I sing to my well-beloved, a song of my beloved touching his vineyard. My well-beloved had the vineyard in a very fruitful hill, and he fenced it and gathered out the stones thereof, and planted it with the choicest vine, and built a tower in the midst of it, and also made a winepress therein. And he looked that it should bring forth grapes, and it brought forth wild grapes. And now, O inhabitants of Jerusalem and men of Judah, judge, I pray you, betwixt me and my vineyard. What could have been done more to my vineyard that I have not done in it? Wherefore, when I looked that it should bring forth grapes, it brought it forth wild grapes. And now go to, I will tell you what I would do to my vineyard. So the Lord planted us right, gave us, a righteous law, made it so we can be good grapes. Oh, he went to look at the nation. He went to look at the vineyard. The grapes was wild. Grapes was out of control. Okay? So what the Lord said he gonna do? Like, come on. And now God will tell you what I would do to my vineyard. I will take away the hedge thereof. He took away its protection. And it shall be eaten up, and break down the wall thereof, and it shall be trodden down. And I will lay it waste. It shall not be pruned nor digged, but there shall come up briars and thorns. So the Lord allowed the heathens to take us down. I will also command the clouds that they rain no rain upon it. He allowed the grapes to be destroyed, man. For the vineyard of the Lord of hosts is the house of Israel, And the men of Judah, his pleasant plant, he looked for judgment, but behold, oppression, for righteousness, but behold, a cry. And you gotta understand, it got so bad to the point where we were being oppressed by our own people, man. All right, you had puppet priests. Priests, when you read the Maccabees, men went to the Greeks. Hey, we got this amount of gold. Put me as the high priest, and I'll make sure X amount of men, X amount of money you get. We'll change them to the Antiochians. Just wickedness, man. All right. So the Lord told us, verse 13. Verse 12. And the harp and the viol, the tabret and pipe and wine are in their feasts. Niggas having a good time, right? But they regard not the work of the Lord, neither consider the operation of his hands. Therefore my people are gone into captivity, because they have no knowledge, and their honorable men are famished, and their multitude dried up with thirst. So the Lord told us over and over was going to go into this captivity, man. He told us what would happen. All right? He gave us the breakdown. And what did Jake do? Continue to be wicked. So this is what we had to go through. We had to go through the great falling away. We had to go through the Jeremiah 17, to lose our heritage, man. It had to happen. And honestly, it was a mercy. It was a mercy. Because the Lord could have let us continue to go off, not correct us, even though the correction is rough. He could have left us alone and then judged us with the heathen, man. Then we wouldn't even be able to get the kingdom then. There would be no first last, the last first. We had to get judged with them. This is 2 Maccabees 6 and 12. And I beseech those that read this book, that they be not discouraged for these calamities, but they judge those punishments not to be for destruction, but for a chastening of our nation. For it is a token of his great goodness. Now remember, we're dealing with the Father of spirits. We're dealing with the power that destroyed the earth except for 8 souls. He could have stopped us from being a nation and just, man, he could have turned up for real. But he just made it so we went through a punishment. Things that we don't even remember, that's another thing. As much as death is a punishment, in this case it serves as a mercy, man. The regeneration that we have serves as a mercy. We don't remember the past lifetimes, man. We don't remember whatever hell we went through during hardcore bondage. We don't remember we were hung, if our rods was chopped off, if whatever craziness happened, man. We don't remember it. Okay? We remember we got that trauma in us. We know we got our ass beat. We hear the stories, and that's enough. Right? But we don't remember the actual feeling. For it is the token of his great goodness, when wicked doers are not suffered any long time, but forthwith punished. For now that's what other nations whom the Lord patiently forbeareth to punish. So you worry about our 400 years of slavery. Hey, look, you heathens got something way worse. Something way worse, man. Whom the Lord patiently forbeareth to punish, they become to the fullness of their sins. So dealeth he with us. Lest that being come to the height of sin afterwards, he should take vengeance of us. You got to understand. And this is another thing too. Yeah, 400 years of slavery sound like a lot, but look how long Jake was going off. Look through Judges. Well, Jacob go off, the Lord will punish us, redeem us, then Jacob go right off as soon as the judge die. Right? Then we get the time of King Solomon. All right? He goes off, serves idols, so we had to get judged for that. And then Jacob was going back and forth, fighting each other, killing each other. Northern Kingdom was straight up just idolatrous. The man, the Lord, he knew the Lord set him up to take over. And instead of honoring the Lord, he said, I'm going to make an idol so the Northern Kingdom don't go back to serve the Lord and join with the Southern Kingdom. Just serving idols for hundreds of years, man. being disobedient for hundreds of years, even while in captivity. This is why Isaiah the first chapter is written. Right now, to this day, every nigga, well, most of these niggas will tell you how this system is set up against us. Yet they still follow everything this man sets up. They reject the Lord and choose this devil, even though they know he's the devil. Every day. What we went through was righteous. All right? And therefore he never withdraweth his mercy from us. Though he punished with adversity, yet doth he never forsake his people. All right? Punishment is punishment, man. I know you Edomites hate hearing that. You don't like to punish your children. And that's why they become murderers, school shooters. Go sit in time out. That's not helping anything. No, judgment isn't meant to just stop the one individual. It's meant so everybody else can look and see and say, oh, no, we can't be like that. So we can look and see what the Israelites before us did and say, we can't be like that. We got to do what's right. So we can receive the blessing to come, not this judgment, because the Lord is going to bring something worse than what we went through. All right? Damn. Ezekiel 39. I'll get to the point. Ezekiel 39. 21. I will set my glory among the heathen, and all the heathen shall see my judgment that I have executed in my hand that I have laid upon them. Yes, so you heathens got something worse than we got coming, man. Worse than what we had. So the house of Israel shall know that, and you 2/3 that follow these heathens, you're going to get the same shit they get. But you ain't look at the Israelites of old and say, look at all the hell we went through because of the wickedness we did. All right? So the house of Israel shall know that I am Yahweh, their power from that day and forward. And the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went to captivity for their iniquity, because they trespassed against me. Therefore hid I my face from them, and gave them into the hand of their enemies. So fell they all by the sword. That's another thing too. Esau is our enemy. The Lord took his hedge away, and he allowed him to do what he wanted to do. All right? Don't blame God because we sinned, so he took his hedge away, and then Esau, being the wicked, came and did his desire on us. We fucked up. We lost our bodyguard. Okay? The Lord took away his hedge. So Esau was allowed to do what he wanted to do. That's what it boils down to. The Lord took away his hedge, his protection, and Esau, the wicked, came and did this shit to us, man. Okay? But it's fine. Like the scriptures say. It's Jeremiah. All right. Jeremiah 32:21 has brought forth thy people Israel out of the land of Egypt with signs and with wonders and with a strong hand and with a stretched out arm and with great terror, and has given them this land which thou didst swear to their fathers to give them, a land flowing with milk and honey. And they came in and possessed it, but they obeyed not thy voice, neither walked in thy law. They have done nothing of all that thou commandest them to do. Just became degenerates, man. Therefore thou hast caused all this evil to come upon them. So Jake earned it. All right, now let's jump down. But the flip side. 42. For thus saith Yahweh, like as I have brought all this great evil upon this people, so will I bring upon them all the good that I have promised them. So the good outweighs the bad. What we went through was temporary. All the bad is temporary. Even the shit we're going through now, eventually this shit ends, man. America ends, the rule of the heathens ends, and the Lord will reign. All right, with King David, all right, and the Israelites, man, being the ruling class of the earth. And that's going to be forever. All right? So what we went through was temporary. We don't even remember it at this moment any fucking way. Now, we feel it in our souls. We don't have to do that shit no more. All right? But what we get is eternal, man. So the Lord is still fair, and more than fair, because he doesn't have to give us this. All right? He didn't have to make these promises. He could have just said, fuck y'all. You done cut a bitch off before and said, fuck it. The Lord has said, look, I'm going to take you back. All right? So, you know what is edifying? All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai Ba'asham, Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles as great millstone. And stop that your brothers doing this thing in sincerity and truth and with charity. Shalom, my Baba.